Yes, people, what is happening? TLP Liverpool Prophet back again with another video and more Liverpool related content to talk about. So, people, again, I know it feels like I have been talking about Konate a lot recently, and I've been mentioning Ibu a lot recently because I am trying my hardest to try and get to the bottom of this Ibu saga and what is going to go on with it. I have some more news on Ibu today, and again, like you guys probably would have guessed, it's not positive news regarding the Konate situation. It's more negative news, unfortunately. So, people, without further ado, um, we'll get into Konate and we'll get into more of that. I wanted to also talk about Federico Chiesa. Something that happened with Federico Chiesa on the final day of a transfer window. It did happen a while back, and it just slipped my mind to completely talk about this, but I wanted to talk about that as well. So, people, yeah, there's a bit of news on Konate, and there is a little bit of old news on Federico Chiesa too. So we'll get into it, people. Let's get into it. Before we start the video, people, do remember, if you are new to the channel, to drop a like on the video. If you are, of course, one of the OG viewers, do also drop a like on the video. If you are, of course, new to the channel as well, do drop a subscription on the channel as well. Do subscribe. I'm about 20 subs away from 500, which is the halfway mark. So if you could subscribe, that is very, very much appreciated. And do drop a comment down below and let me know, people, what you guys think in the comments of what your boy TLP, the Liverpool Prophet, is talking about. And if you agree or disagree, because that is what it's all about at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, people, get down in the comments. So, yeah. Should we start off with Konate or should we start off with Federico Chiesa? I guess, people. It's a tough one. Who do we start off with here? Okay. I guess we'll start off with Ibrahim Konate and the more negative news that is surrounding Ibrahim Konate. Now, a report broke yesterday from the LFC transfer room that Liverpool have made yet another offer to Ibrahim Konate, which has been rejected by the player. That's the third offer he has turned down. His departure is now being taken for granted, and that's why Liverpool are starting to reinforce their backline. So, from what is reported, Konate has rejected a third contract offer from Liverpool, people. That's right, people. He hasn't rejected one contract offer. He hasn't rejected two contract offers. He's rejected a big three contract offers. That is not a positive sign for a player that we want to keep at the club. For him to reject three contract offers, it's not a positive sign at all. This is looking more and more likely that it's going to end one way with Konate at Real Madrid. Third contract offer rejected. Doesn't look like it's progressing anywhere. Konate seems to be very stubborn on what he wants. The club are very stubborn. They will not move the goalpost on how much they want to offer him. So we're in a pickle and we're in a dilemma, and it looks like it's headed only one way, and that is with Ibrahim Konate signing for Real Madrid. I'm kind of coming to terms with this now. It's looking likely we're going to lose Konate on a free. Very, very likely. There's no real indication from him either that he wants to stay. Are we totally honest? I'm not seeing no indication in the press, in the media, that he wants to stay. You saw with Virgil last summer. You saw with Mohamed Salah last summer. They were constantly in the press making their feelings known that they would like to stay at Liverpool and continue the Liverpool journey. I'm not seeing that with Konate. I'm not seeing him come out and fight. Say I want to stay at Liverpool. I want to stay. My dream is to stay here. I'm not seeing it, and that for me, it says a lot. People, it says a lot when a player is silent and doesn't come out and express their feelings. We saw it with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and look how that turned out. I'm getting similar vibes off Ibu now, as much as I hate to admit it. It's looking like it's headed one way. A big shame that it might end like this. On the contract offer being rejected, though, again, I'm not sure exactly how much Liverpool have offered Konate this time around, the third time around, but again, I feel Konate is taking the absolute mick here. Look, he's not prime Virgil van Dijk. He's not prime Sergio Ramos. He's not prime Maldini. He's Ibrahim Konate. As good as Ibrahim Konate is on his day, and I say on his day because, he has dropped a lot of howlers as well in his time at Liverpool. On his day, Konate is a very, very good centre-back. But that's the problem. On his day, he drops a lot of smellers sometimes. When Virgil is not partnering Van Dijk, when Virgil is not partnering Konate, he looks average. Are we totally honest? He looks very, very average, almost as if Ibu is being carried by Virgil. So again, I think Konate needs to look at himself a little bit and think, am I really worth the amount of money I am asking Liverpool for? Do I really think I deserve this amount of money? Because if he sat down and if he thought about it, I'd probably guarantee you he'd say, you know what, I am not. The money that Konate is apparently asking for, it's really, really high. This is a prime Virgil type demands, and he's just not worth that at the end of the day. Unfortunately, he's not. His performances this season, bar one or two, have been shocking, and he's asking for that amount of money after dropping them performances. Again, it's not going to happen for Ibu. I'll be totally honest. He's not going to get the money that he wants at Liverpool, and yeah, it's looking likely that we're going to lose Konate on a free. I've come to terms with it. Like I've said yesterday, Konate is a great defender, but he's not irreplaceable. Better players have left Liverpool. We've stood on our 2 feet firm and been fine. Get Guehi in, I feel we can still cope fine. So I'm not worried at all regarding this. Whatever happens with Konate happens with Konate. So yeah, people. That's it on the Konate thing. It is a big, big downer at the moment. It's really bringing the mood down. We'll talk a little bit more positive stuff now, people. A little bit more of positive news. Let's talk a bit about Federico Chiesa, people. Federico Chiesa, it's reported that on the last day of the transfer window, Naples and Inter were interested in Federico Chiesa. So on the final day of the window, it looks like Naples and Inter Milan were both interested in signing Federico Chiesa on a loan for a season. So, like I said there, people, Chiesa was wanted this season. He was out there in the market. The Italian teams were, of course, sniffing around him. And like I said before, it made the most sense for me, for Chiesa, if he was going to leave Liverpool, to go back to the Serie A, to go back to Italy, because I feel he would have suited in very, very well there. Obviously, being Italian, going back home, I thought that would have been the most logical choice for Federico. So, as you can see, Napoli were interested in him. Inter were also interested in him. So he had options. He had options on the last day of the window. And if, he had a different mindset, he probably would have taken them. But what I love to see, people, what I read and what I love to see is that Federico Chiesa rejected the idea of a loan move to Napoli and to Inter Milan, and instead wanted to stay put at Liverpool because he was more inclined to compete with top players at Anfield. He's also very determined to prove himself to Arne Slot. Great. That's the mentality we need. That is the mentality we need. Not a player that's going to just, give up and just leave and go somewhere else. We've got someone here who wants to fight, prove himself to the manager, to the fans, to the club, and prove why he belongs at Liverpool Football Club. That's winner mentality. That is a champion's mentality. Big up Federico Chiesa. Just when I thought my respect enough could not go up more for this guy, it has. He wants to stay and he wants to fight for his place at Liverpool. It's great. It's absolutely great. We need more players like this in today's modern game. Players that want to stay, battle with the manager, say, you know what, I am staying put. I am going to prove myself this season, and you are all going to be in your words. That's what we need. That's what I love to see. Big up Federico Chiesa, and I'm so happy he is still at Liverpool for this season. So yeah, big up. Excited to see how he gets on this year as well. He's now going to have to prove himself to Slot. It's not going to be easy, but I back Federico Chiesa. He's a top talent, and I think he will come good this year. Should he be given more of a chance? That's the key word, given more of a chance. So yeah, I'm very happy. That has really, with the Konate news going around, it's kind of brought me down a little bit. But seeing the Federico news, seeing that, he rejected loan moves on the last day from Italy to stay at Liverpool and fight for his place has really warmed my heart. Really warmed my heart. As for Federico Chiesa, look, it's not going to be easy for him. It is not going to be easy for Chiesa. We know that he's up against Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king, someone who is proven at the highest level and been doing it for years in and years out. So, look, Chiesa's got some pair of bollocks on him, because to stay and to compete with Mohamed Salah, again, it's very, very tough. And a lot of players would kind of just be like, you know what, forget that. There is no chance we are competing with Mohamed Salah. We are not, Mohamed Salah level. But, Chiesa, he hasn't cowered down. He's been like, okay, I'm going to compete with Salah. And dare I say it, he replaces Salah at some point in the season. Should Salah have a couple of games where he